Imagine walking into your own living room on a sunny Tuesday afternoon, only to find the HOA president rifling through your stuff like she owns the deed. Deborah Wilkins, the self-appointed queen of Maple Grove Estates, froze like a deer in headlights, her clipboard trembling as she realized she wasn't alone. "Oh, Mr. Harlan," she stammered, plastering on that fake polite smile that screamed control freak. "I'm just ensuring compliance. Anonymous tips about your unapproved decor." Deborah was the epitome of suburban tyranny. Plump, permed, and perpetually pursed-lipped, always preaching about community standards while wielding her rulebook like a scepter. She'd sauntered in with a master key she'd borrowed months ago, citing some vague covenant clause that supposedly gave her free rein. "It's for the greater good," she cooed, her voice dripping with that holier-than-thou tone. One mismatched curtain rod, and poof, property values tank. "You wouldn't want that on your conscience, would you?" I stayed calm, arms crossed, noting every twitch in her overly made-up face. "So, breaking and entering is your idea of neighborly?" I asked flatly. She blinked, then huffed. "This isn't breaking in. It's oversight. If you've got nothing to hide." Her words trailed off as she scanned my walls, pen clicking like a nervous tick. I didn't yell or shove her out. Instead, I let her babble on about standards, while the hidden camera above the door captured it all. Her smug entry, the way she poked at my bookshelf like it was a crime scene. She left with a stiff nod, muttering about notes for the board. But I knew the game. Back at my laptop, I replayed the footage. Crystal clear, time-stamped, her face front and center. No drama, just facts. I logged it meticulously, time, quotes, even the scuff her sensible heels left on my floor. Deborah thrived on power trips, fearing any crack in her facade might cost her that precious presidency. But patterns don't lie, and hers was about to unravel. The envelopes started arriving like clockwork. First, a violation notice for my non-compliant paint. $400 fine. Cure in 14 days. Section for demands harmony. It read, as if my beige walls were plotting rebellion. I photographed it, added to my file, but stayed silent. Then the whispers spread. At the block party, neighbors side-eyed me. "Heard you went rogue with the interiors," one said, sipping lemonade. "Deborah says it's dragging us all down." Another email blast from the HOA. "Remember, unity preserves value. Report deviations." It was laughable, her veiled threats wrapped in community spirit. I overheard Malcolm, the retired electrician next door, grumbling over his fence. "She fined me for my shutters being off-tone. Mine match hers exactly. Woman's got selective vision." I nodded, filing that too. Deborah was ramping up, sending her enforcers, 2 burly guys in fake badges, to remind me at my door. "Ma'am says cooperate or face escalation," one growled. I smiled politely. "Tell her the door's locked for a reason." The neighborhood simmered, her absurdity peaking at the monthly meeting. Packed hall, Deborah at the podium, clipboard in tow, preaching about narratives of noncompliance with that pious drawl. "Certain residents resist order, risking our harmony," she intoned, eyes darting my way. The room murmured agreement, until my phone rang loud. Screen flashing police department. Gasps rippled. Deborah faltered, her face flushing beet red. "This is theatrics," she snapped, but the voicemail banner sealed it. Property Crimes Unit. Whispers turned to questions. "Why police if it's just paint?" Malcolm stood first. She measured my yard without asking, claimed my grass was rebellious. Then Linda. "My fence got a warning after she inspected my garage." Estelle chimed in. "She was in my pantry. Folks, left my tape measure out like a taunt. The room erupted in shared outrage. Deborah's empire crumbling as neighbors spilled stories of her overreach. She adjourned in a huff, clipboard clutched like a shield, but the damage was done. By morning, the cops had my file footage, logs, witness statements. Deborah's voluntary interview turned disastrous. Her denials cracked under evidence. Turns out her tips were fabrications. Her entries burglaries in disguise. The board ousted her, keys reclaimed, fines reversed, as she slunk away, muttering about misunderstandings. I felt that sweet rush of justice, patient observation trumping petty power. But here's the kicker. In a world of HOA Karens enforcing order, is the real crime the rules themselves, or just the fools who abuse them?